I'm just outside with our persimmon tree, and this is a tree that we want to take cuttings with us to the new property. So we are doing this thing called air layering. And it's kind of complicated to explain, so I would just suggest that you look up videos on air layering. You don't need to buy those pods. You can do it in different ways, but I had the landlady buy pods. So I have two there, and I have two over here. These are smaller. Sorry for the shaking. It's actually very windy right now, but hopefully we can get a couple good persimmons off of it. And there's my finger lime. And let me just show you all this new growth on it. So much growth all over it. It's got 6 little buds on it, maybe 7. So it's just going to town lately. And then here's my little satsuma, just a little baby plant. But hopefully in a year or so it'll look a lot different. And over here is my, what is that thing? A nectarine. I don't know if it's really growing very fast. And then that right there is the pineapple guava. And then right down here we have the raspberry, which actually has a raspberry on it. Had one the other day and I ate it. It was good. Hello everyone. It is Thursday, April 28th. And you know, I had alluded to something a few videos ago about, it's not really a health issue, but it was something that was pretty serious. I was in, well, I had a couple of bad teeth, and when you're on socialized medical care, which is what Medi-Cal is, it can take a very long time to finally get to see somebody, and it doesn't matter what your emergency is, you just don't get seen. So I literally went through about a month of nights where I couldn't lay down because the pain would get really severe if I laid down, and I couldn't sleep, so I was maybe getting like 2 hours of sleep a night for about a month. And I mean, I was like ready to go to the emergency room, but they wouldn't have done anything. However, they could have prescribed antibiotics because I had an infection. That was part of the problem. Anyways, finally, after over 2 months, 2 days ago, finally the oral surgeon removed the 2 teeth that were a problem. So I'm on totally soft foods. Thank goodness I love cottage cheese. So I'm eating a lot of cottage cheese, a lot of yogurt, some ice cream. I'm not in any pain. As soon as he had removed the 2 teeth, and one of them had already had a root canal and never had a crown put on, and so it was just like nubs of the tooth, and the other one was about halfway there, and he just pulled it out. But as soon as I was out of the office and I was still in the parking lot and my next door neighbor was driving, I took a pain pill, and I had ice to put on my face, never had any pain from it, never. Whereas I had another tooth pulled, gosh, like 14 years ago. Let me tell you, they didn't prescribe any painkillers, nothing. I got home from that appointment and I was like screaming in pain, and that pain lasted for about 5 days. That was terrible. But this time, nope. It was great. It was weird. I kept he put some sort of clamp around that one tooth that was still mostly there, and he said, "You're gonna feel some pressure." And I was thinking, okay, I'm just waiting to hear the crack. He's gonna crack the tooth. Nope, he just pulled the whole thing. So yeah, so I am on soft foods for maybe another 24 hours, and then I can start to slowly eat some other stuff. Although I will say, last night I was just like so hungry that I ate some pizza. Ate it on this side, little bites, very slowly. I was good. But, it's just like, man, I need something to really fill my stomach and make it not feel so hungry, because yogurt and cottage cheese just weren't doing it for me. So, anyhow, that was what was going on with my little health issue. It was very serious for a while because I was literally screaming in pain at night. And they're like, well, yeah, we can get you in another month. And I was like, oh, thanks a lot. You just condemned me to another month of screaming pain. So, anyhow, that's all done. And we are actively packing to move. We will start moving stuff over to the house the first weekend of June, and every weekend the mover's coming, and then maybe during the week a couple times too the mover will come. It's not a huge like Allied moving van. It's, somebody the landlady knows he doesn't have a really huge truck, so that's part of the reason why there's going to be multiple trips. But I've been packing. I've almost packed 25 boxes, and those are the small moving boxes that you can get. And then I have 25 more, but I don't think I'll be needing all of them. I have, as you can see, my china is all packed up. What's up there now is just glassware, which I have to pack up. And I've kind of been moving everything into this room. As I empty out the other rooms and cabinets and cupboards, and I just move everything here to where I can kind of manage it and plan how I'm going to pack. And I'm doing pretty well, I think. The bedroom's all packed up. I'm working on the hall storage area. That's pretty much packed up. I think I got like maybe a box more to do from there. And yeah, it's crazy around here, just packing. The landlady has 2 gals who come in twice a week to help her with the packing and organizing. So that's happening. And the garbage cans are absolutely stuffed each week, just packed. And she really needs to bring in like a skiff and just fill that up and have it hauled away. And she has said she would do it, but it hasn't happened yet. But really, she needs to get serious about throwing stuff out. And this is a cool thing. Okay, so we had this raccoon that was hanging around, and we didn't know if he was injured at some point or he was just deformed, or, you know, you just don't really get close to those animals to find out what's going on. He had a weird tail, and it was adult sized, and he wasn't walking really well. He was just limping around, and he went into one of the garages, and we didn't see him anymore. And then we noticed the smell of decomposition, and we figured, well, he had crawled in there and died, but we couldn't find him, because you have to understand how packed those garages are. Couldn't find him. Well, yesterday they found the desiccated body, and he had apparently dug himself a little hole somewhere and just curled up and died. But whew, thankfully we got rid of that, because we put up with that decomposing smell for a few weeks, maybe a month or more. Ugh. Anyhow, so that's good. I don't really have anything yarny to talk about, because I haven't really been crocheting much. Yeah, that's really what's going on around here, is just lots of moving and planning, and I can tell you that my little ADU that I'm moving into, they ripped out the shower because they were going to retile it, and they discovered that the people who had installed the shower didn't do it properly. They didn't do it up to code, and it had been leaking, and it had wet the wood, and the termites had eaten it, and it's just like, it's a mess. And I'm thinking, okay, it's a mess, so you better get that fixed in a short time, because I'm moving in July 1st. Anyhow, oh, and I just bought 2 more trees. I know I wasn't going to buy any more trees, but I bought 2 trees. They haven't arrived because I just bought them today, and I'll show them to you when they do arrive, hopefully, you know, in a week or so. I know that I'm taking over plants. The landlady's taking over plants. She's taking over some plumeria. She's got some from her mother's front yard that's a pink plumeria, and then she has white plumeria in her yard, and then there's some succulents she wants to take. So there will be a plant move no matter what. Yeah, 2 more trees. So now my list of trees that I want to get, it keeps growing, that I have like 7 more that I want to get, but these 2 had been on my list probably the longest. Anyhow, that's about it for right now, and I hope you all have a great rest of the week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.